There comes a moment in life when you realize that discipline is not loud. It does not announce itself. It does not beg for applause. True discipline moves in silence, yet its presence is undeniable. It reshapes your posture, sharpens your decisions, and changes how the world responds to you. When discipline becomes your identity, people feel it before you ever say a word. This is the kind of discipline that Stoicism speaks of, not punishment, not suffering for attention, but mastery, calm control in a chaotic world. Most people want motivation because motivation feels good. Discipline feels different. Discipline feels heavy at first. It feels lonely. It feels like choosing the hard path when nobody is watching. Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that the person who can command their impulses can command their future. While others wait for perfect conditions, the disciplined person moves anyway. While others react emotionally, the disciplined mind responds with clarity. That difference compounds over time, and eventually it becomes intimidating to those who live without structure. Discipline scares people because it exposes their excuses. When you wake up early without complaining, when you stay consistent without external validation, when you say no to distractions without drama, it forces others to confront their lack of control. They may mock you. They may misunderstand you. They may call you extreme. But deep down, they recognize something they do not yet have: inner authority. The Stoics never argued with critics. They let results speak. A disciplined life is built on small, unglamorous choices repeated daily. It is choosing order over chaos even when chaos feels easier. It is training the body to obey the mind, and training the mind to obey reason. The Stoics believed that freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is wanting only what you can control. When your desires are disciplined, you are no longer enslaved by impulse, comparison, or approval. That kind of freedom changes how you walk into a room. You do not need to dominate others to be powerful. Power begins with self-governance. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that his task was not to control people or outcomes, but to control his judgments. When you stop reacting to everything, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop chasing validation, people notice. Silence becomes your signature. Consistency becomes your reputation. Your discipline begins to speak louder than your words ever could. There will be days when discipline feels boring. Days when it feels pointless. Days when progress feels invisible. This is where most people quit. Stoicism teaches you to stay, to remain steady, to understand that excellence is not an event but a habit. When you stay disciplined on the days you feel nothing, you build something unbreakable. Anyone can act strong when inspired. Very few can remain consistent when no one is cheering. As discipline deepens, something interesting happens. Your emotional reactions soften. You stop being easily provoked. You stop taking things personally. You stop wasting energy on things beneath your values. This calm unsettles people who rely on drama to feel alive. They expect reactions. You offer restraint. They expect explanations. You offer results. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. Stoicism does not teach you to suppress emotion. It teaches you to master it. A disciplined person still feels fear, anger, and desire, but they are no longer ruled by them. They pause. They assess. They act with intention. In a world addicted to impulsive behavior, intentional living looks rare. And rarity always attracts attention. Discipline also brings clarity. When your routines are solid, your priorities become obvious. You stop spreading yourself thin. You stop saying yes to everything. You protect your time like it matters, because it does. This boundary setting often makes others uncomfortable. People benefit from your lack of discipline. When you change, the dynamic changes. Not everyone will applaud your growth. Stoicism teaches you not to need their permission. The disciplined person does not rush success. They understand seasons. They understand timing. They understand that rushing often creates weakness. While others sprint and burn out, you move steadily forward. While others chase shortcuts, you build foundations. Over time, this patience becomes intimidating. People begin to wonder how you remain so focused, so calm, so consistent. The answer is not talent. It is self-command. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can trust yourself. When you say you will do something and you do it, your self-respect grows. That self-respect changes how you tolerate nonsense. You stop negotiating with laziness. You stop entertaining excuses. You become someone who follows through. That energy is felt immediately by those around you. Stoicism reminds us that we control our effort, not the outcome. Discipline is committing to the effort regardless of the result. When you detach from outcomes, fear loses its grip. You are no longer paralyzed by failure or intoxicated by success. You simply show up and do the work. This steadiness makes you unpredictable in the best way. You cannot be manipulated by praise or criticism. That independence unsettles people who rely on external validation. As you become more disciplined, your life becomes quieter but stronger. Fewer words, fewer complaints, fewer distractions, more depth, more focus, more presence. You do not need to convince anyone of who you are becoming. Your daily actions make the introduction for you. This is the discipline that scares them. Not because it is aggressive, but because it is immovable. If you are watching this and you feel resistance rising, that is a sign. Discipline challenges the version of you that wants comfort without cost. Stoicism invites you to choose the harder right over the easier wrong. To become dependable to yourself. To build a life that does not collapse under pressure. You do not need to become extreme. You need to become consistent. Remember this: the world is full of talented people who lack discipline. It is short on disciplined people who lack talent. Discipline multiplies whatever you already have. When you commit to it fully, your growth becomes inevitable. And inevitability is intimidating. If this message resonates with you and you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel. Join a community committed to mental strength, emotional control, and timeless Stoic wisdom. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and become so grounded in your principles that your presence alone speaks volumes.